and now we break this bull flag towards the upside. This could make a quick move to around 103,000 in no time.
Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Harmony 1 analysis video. I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hi.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Mango Grove. So Harmony 1, hey Krisha?
Yes, Harmony 1, get it? So now, guys, today we are going to be keeping this to the point. I mean, Bitcoin did have a spectacular close on the weekly, so once again, for those of you who missed yesterday's video, we will be going over the weekly again, and we'll be telling you guys what exactly it is that we're seeing on this chart, what are we looking at in terms of targets as well, and only then will we be switching on over to Harmony 1.
Okay.
We're just goofballs. Don't mind us. But Sean, before we get into the meat of that, let's get on to the Mango dashboard to see what Bitcoin's up to on the Mango dashboard. So I'm currently on that 2-day time frame. Bitcoin dominance, by the way, if you notice here, is ticking to the upside right now. So that's looking interesting. Dixie's also ticking up. Okay, so Bitcoin USDT here, guys, on the 2-day time frame. As you can see, we got a long trend change. A long trend change is a bullish signal. Okay, this came in 23 days ago, and if you're someone who managed to catch a trade on this, you are already up a good 18.91%. Right, but I'm looking at freaking Cardano here, Sean. Look at that. Look at the freaking returns. Cardano, what is this? AVEX. I've never
That's
tried.
Avalanche.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. I'm like, what is that? What is that? Sol. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
these are the two Mango coins, Solana and Cardano. Solana is a seedling coin, so to speak, and Cardano is one of the coins I've been saying, hey, be patient on. That dollar region was that massive accumulation region for the longest time, paying dividends now almost 3x, and that happened fast.
Yeah, very, very fast.
Getting 3x returns, guys, that fast, only the crypto space.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing a lot of really cool things unfold. People were calling bear market, including myself, but hey, you gotta call a spade a spade. We're seeing the drift change here, right? So you got to follow the TA. So speaking of TA, Sean, let's jump in. I'm here on Bitcoin USD on that weekly time frame. Now, Sean, we close that beautiful weekly candle. If I just zoom in to this price action, we were looking at this entire green box territory here, right? The bottom of the range coming in at 46.8k, top of the range, guys, coming in at around 49k. Was around 48, 49k. And what do you know? We pretty much cleared both levels, right? Now, I am under the thing that Bitcoin has stepped into a brand new zone of price action. And that zone comes in from, well, that 49k region going all the way up to 51k. Although 51k is your level, I'm actually gunning for the highs at this point. I'm looking at 58k. Here we come. What about you?
51,700-ish, I believe. Again, I'm playing this as a trend, so I am bullish towards the upside, looking for resistance to break and flip into support, of course. But the 40 time frame has done me solid. Has done me far too solid for me to ignore this major resistance level. And while the breakdown point for you, Krisha, that major breakdown point for you was around that 48k region, and I understand why. To me, this is a major breakdown point on the 4-day time frame right over here. The zone between 51,000 to 51,700. So once we break that, right, that's when I'm going to feel really at ease, because the way this is looking at the moment is one impulsive leg up all the way to that major resistance point. Do we just drive right through, or do we put in a higher low on that 4-day time frame, somewhere around maybe the bottom of the green box territory, right?
It's
I do want to keep in mind, or rather point out, Krisha, that yesterday, even though we lived above the $50,000 region, we did not close into the $50,000 region. Markets were telling us that, hey, we are not willing to accept $50,000 as a price uh, as a price point yet, right? Essentially, the market was selling into the $50,000 region because we closed at around 49,600. So that's something to keep note of as well until we actually start closing multiple daily candles into that 50K region. I wouldn't get too excited. So keep that in mind as well.
Now that you've sort of brought up this this time frame, right? We're kind of seeing something here. It could be something at play in terms of pattern plays. Could be a rising wedge to the upside, right? So let's see. Even if this actually does have to see follow through to the downside, say, you know, the bears actually reject price here, and we see that sell pressure step in, and this rising channel actually does play out. Let's take it here on the break. Right? And what do you know? It takes us down to the green box territory. But what's really cool about this picture is that because of how volatile Bitcoin has been, you know, on those higher time frames, if I just go back on over to the weekly time frame, right? Because of how volatile it's been, it's still going to maintain its bullish structure.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to put in another low only to maintain its bullish structure. So if I go back onto the daily time frame, this will still look fine.
Exactly. So this is one of the concepts that I've been talking about a lot, right, recently over the past, well, a year now. During the bear market, we were talking about it through a different angle, where we were looking at a downtrend, right? But now we're looking at an uptrend, and we're referring to multi-time frame analysis over here. Looking at an uptrend, breaking towards the downside. So over here we have an uptrend, a clear uptrend on the daily time frame, right? Breaking towards the downside. But this uptrend on the higher time frames, we could just simply color it up like this, right? Okay, and this is simply one leg on the weekly or the 4-day time frame, correct? When you lose the uptrend on the low time frames, it just comes in to put in its first higher low on the higher time frame, right? This just ends up being one leg, and then you put in another second leg over here on the lower time frames, which ends up being the second impulsive leg of the higher time frames.
Right.
So it all cascades down into each other. That's why TA is so freaking beautiful, because these uptrends cascade into high time frame uptrends and high time frame uptrends, which is why we look at multi-time frame analysis over here at Mango. Apologies for the scribbles, guys, but I think this visualizes it a little bit better, because, for example, this daily that I colored in, right, we can go into the 4-day, and you guys can see there it is, that one leg, right, that one impulsive move, because we don't have a high low yet on the 4-day time frame.
And notice how if we actually do come back down to the green
and
box.
Look at that. Apologies, don't mean to interrupt, but Krisha, when I postulated a higher low, right? Well, I talked about the green box territory, the bottom of the green box territory, right? Well, that measured move that you drew in lined up exactly. The break of the rising channel lined up exactly with the bottom of your green box territory. There you go. So you're seeing that 4-day impulsive move breakdown, or rather pull back into your falling channel breakdown of your daily.
So take note of these kind of plays, guys, because this is how you can really dissect price based on multiple time frames. Okay, you can come up with a nice holistic picture. But Sean, how about we give them something to chew on here in terms of, okay, if price has to go up, what exactly are we going to be looking for on the chart?
Yeah.
And if price has to come down to actually get that major pullback, what exactly are we going to be looking for to tip us off on a pullback?
Okay.
Right? So right now I'm looking at the daily, and yes, this sell-off right here on this candle, that was not a good look, right? The bears stepped in, they pushed price down, and so far we're sort of hovering there. I'm saying this. We start living below this red line right here, which comes in at around $49,000. We start living underneath that region. I will be looking at as additional technical weakness. What's going to solidify it for the bears, at least in on the minor time frames. Okay, when I'm talking about minor time frames, guys, you need to understand I'm talking about from the 4-hour time frame going all the way up to the daily time frame. Okay, we start losing this wick low right here. Okay, this wick low comes in at around $48,000. And when I say to lose, I'm looking for a candle body close. We close candles underneath that region. I'm saying further down we come. First region of contention, of course, is going to be the bottom of the green box territory, which is a major horizontal on some of your higher time frames. That comes in at around $46,000. It's only once we start breaking that to the downside will this pattern activate.
Yeah.
Okay, at which point I'm going to be looking for the measured move to get triggered. Okay, Sean, what about you?
No, I think that's a good. Just the horizontal is what I'm going to be looking at. That's the easiest way to play it. You could also get a earlier run on the move by looking for these candle closes here underneath 48,800. We start seeing multiple daily candle closes, so 2 daily candle closes underneath 48,700, and I think this is going to break down. Probably give us that test of this green box territory here on our 4-day time frame. But that being said, Krisha, we haven't really seen that follow through from the bears just yet, right?
Yeah.
Because we've seen this far too often where we see this toppy like candle, we take out the low of the previous day, nothing follows through from the bears, and instead we just see upside. Because now on the 4-day we do have some edge towards the upside, right? We haven't really met this target yet. Well, you could say that we kind of met it. You could say it's a front run. So there's an argument to be made. So I wouldn't get too aggressive over here, but if we start seeing multiple daily candle closes into 50,000, I do think that we're going to make our way to 51,700 at the very least.
Yeah, that's looking like a doji right now. If I just sort of clear that out, look at that. Right, we end like this. That's an indecision candle. So yes, price could come down, but price could also go up. What's really important about this picture was this, the preceding candle, which was freaking bullish.
Yeah, you can't ignore that.
Exactly. Cannot ignore a candle like that. That was too strong. Now, as far as further upside goes, what I personally will be looking for, I mean, look at the higher time frames. It's looking so good. Like, if I had to place my bets just by looking at the higher time frames, I'm saying up. It's just such a neat picture right now. What I'll be looking for, honestly, on the minor time frames from Bitcoin is for us to start living over this region right here, the midpoint, coming in at around 50.2K. We start living over the midpoint, I'm saying that, you know what, there's a good chance that we get up to Sean's level of 52,000, which is a good $2,000 range, and there's a good possibility that we actually break up, because if we get on over to the weekly, remember, Sean, there's nothing, right? It's going to be a free sort of move all the way up to $58,000.
That's going to be fun.
It's going to be friggin' fun.
Well, the weekly is always suggesting that. If you guys watched yesterday's video, right? Yesterday's video had specifically talked about this idea that the 4-day is going to see its resistance over the next 2 days, and then the weekly may see its move follow through. Because when you open up the weekly, what did we discuss? Discuss that, hey, the weekly is suggesting move all the way to 59K, but the 4-day is showing resistance not too far away.
Yeah.
Well, we may see that 4-day resistance play through, wait for the 4-day candle to close, and then after the 4-day candle closes, we're going to start seeing the weekly price action play through. So we're seeing that unfold as we speak. We have, I believe, around 17 hours before the 4-day closes, 19 hours, right? There we go. So tomorrow we'll find out if the bears manage to actually pull through over here on the daily and start seeing candle closes underneath these levels here at 48,000. Well, then we can look for further downside. If not, that 4-day candle, right, seeing that rejection, or rather seeing that resistance, has played through, and then the weekly is going to be the next chart to be watching going into that weekly close, because the weekly is saying, hey, nothing overhead other than all the way to 58K. That's rhyming. I'm a poet today.
Okay, so that's like the major chunk of our analysis on Bitcoin. Now, guys, if you're enjoying this information so far, if you find this educational, definitely smash those likes, because that helps us out tremendously. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe as well. Now, Sean, what do you think is the most unexpected scenario here? What do you think people are not going to be prepared for?
Bitcoin, just two scenarios. Bitcoin actually rolling over here, and people who are far too bullish. And what I mean by I'm bullish, right? I'm bullish, or I'm in a long trade. What I mean by far too bullish is people being stubbornly bullish, right? Not willing to say, hey, I was wrong on my trade. The market threw me a doozer, and I have to take my loss and exit and wait for the next opportunity, right? That's what I mean by far too bullish. It, that's one surprise where the market just rolls over and we take out these lows over here too and just keep going. I do have a thesis for that, but I don't like it. That thesis we can talk about in a separate video. But the next surprise is the move all the way to 60,000 being a lot faster than people think, right? For example, it could play out this week based on the weekly time frame and then blowing right past. And Bitcoin, if you look at the monthly time frame, ignore the fact that this is the monthly time frame. Treat this like any other chart. If you saw this as an altcoin chart on the 4-hour time frame for that matter, well, this is a freaking bull flag, right? And now we break this bull flag towards the upside right over here. Let's just draw this as a really, really ugly bull flag. Okay, looking at this, now we have a measured move. This could make a quick move to around 103,000 in no time. Okay, the monthly has done that before. Krisha's face is just going whoa right now.
It's glowing.
Yeah, but this could happen, and we talked about this idea back at 10,000 when no one was expecting it, and we said let's get ready for those monthly plays, which is what I've been doing ever since we closed this monthly, right? Which is why I've not been too gung-ho and getting too aggressive with my hey, I'm buying now, buying now, buying now. I didn't get too FOMO-ish, right? I built my position ASAP, yes, but I didn't build it based on the daily time frames or the 12-hour time frames. I said, hey, my goal over here is to make sure I catch this monthly trend. So I don't want to get shook out. I don't want to feel anxious. I want to build my trade. Because it's the monthly, I have the time. We've been building it. It's a nice strong position now, and if we do see the playthrough, it's going to be another one of those big mango wins. But hey, if it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out, right? We just need one of those wins every like 2 years to play out, and
Exactly.
the crypto market has given us way too many already. So opportunity abundance, but gotta be prudent.
Yes, sirree. And I agree with you. I think these are going to be the two most unexpected scenarios. Either Bitcoin making a move to 60K or hell, us actually having a dump taking out these wick lows right here. With the monthly looking like this, I'm saying up. I'm saying the direction of least resistance right now is to the upside. Okay, so now this is Bitcoin for you. Sean, is there anything else that you want to add to this analysis?
Nope.
Cool beans. Let's get on over to Harmony One. And now, guys, remember, if you want us to cover any of the altcoins that you are looking at, take this time to get down to the comments section and, well, tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. And, of course, the popular vote wins. So, Sean, here we are, Harmony One on the monthly time frame. This actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, the monthly looks great.
Yeah. Let's get on over to the daily, perhaps. Or no, actually, let's do the weekly since we did close a weekly. And yes.
You know, I remember speaking about Harmony and the monthly. Let's start with the monthly. I remember covering this on one of the live streams very vividly, which is why I did a independent video of it soon after as well. It was this monthly close right over here, where we took out these levels as well as this level on one single candle. This was so freaking bullish. Took out the highs, took out the candle close highs as well, and then we just saw it rip through. Right? We literally had 3 months of just big moves on Harmony, and now we had 3 months of pullback. Yes, these were significant pullbacks, by the way. I believe all the way up to 70%. Yeah, 78% actually. So those were big pullbacks, yes. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're just looking at it, you ignore the percent moves, ignore the dollar value, etc. This is just your leg down, right?
Yeah.
This is your impulsive move up on the monthly time frame. This is your leg down on the monthly time frame. We put in a higher low here now, confirmed with these candles, and now we're looking to, at the very least, I believe, test 17 cents. I'm looking for that. Just do the monthly. This is what you're looking at. 17 cents, Krisha. 17.5.
Yeah, and I am in complete utter agreement with that, because if I just get on over to the weekly time frame now, you guys know that I'm pattern queen and I'm always looking for freaking patterns everywhere. And notice this. I'm just gonna get the right trend line. Right? We had that falling wedge like pattern playing out here. And if I just go ahead, take the measured move, now we know that probability wise, at the very least, it takes us up to the highs right around here, right? And yeah, and we're seeing exactly, and even the monthly, as far as horizontals are concerned, support and resistance, that is going to be the next major region of contention for Harmony One. So there's a good chance that we get up there. And let me tell you something. While this looks like a very minor sort of range on our charts, from where price is at right now to that
Yeah.
region, that's a good
Yeah.
72%, guys. 72% to the upside. Take that in. Okay. Now, as far as your intermediate levels are concerned, I'm looking at this region, Sean, as support coming in at around 9 cents, going all the way up to this region right here at around 15 cents, give or take. I'm gonna reuse one of these lines. There we go. Okay, 15 cents. That is going to be your first sort of, this is the current range, really, that we're oscillating in. If I go ahead and look at the midpoint, okay, and what do you know? Like, it's a very neat chart. That's what I really like about Harmony 1. You know exactly when it's going to go up. It gives you that right signal, and you know exactly, like, look at how neat it was here on its horizontal. We lost it. Nice, beautiful test. Continuation to the downside.
Yeah.
Right? So you can literally play the ranges here, be safe, and be extremely profitable because it is one of those volatile charts. However, risk management is going to be key on a chart like this because while the volatility can work in your favor to the upside, it can also go against you in the downside.
Yeah.
Okay, so be very, very careful. So it's only once we honestly start getting over 12 cents will I be looking for continuation up to 14 cents.
Completely agree. I just want to take a quick look at the daily time frame. Is there any opportunity in the near term? This is looking a little bit toppy over here, so it depends on how the next two daily candles close. Wouldn't be too excited over here, but it is in an uptrend and it's maintaining that. As long as it is maintaining that, I'd be keeping an eye towards those targets that you did mention.
Yeah. So, guys, gun for right now, the major level, the major resistance you're looking at is 12 cents. Okay, it's only once we really start getting up over 12 cents will I be looking for continuation from Harmony 1.
I just marked out this region over here around 10.7 cents. If you do get down there, I think that could get bid up, but somewhere around here would be a good bid opportunity as well, around that 9 cent, 10 cent mark that you already marked out. I believe that's a weekly level, eh? Interesting. Okay, cool. So yeah, Harmony One, Krisha, this is a chart to keep our eyes on. Primarily, I believe that monthly time frame over here is going to be ignored by a lot of traders, and I think there's edge right here. Just this monthly time frame, we can play it, because it has set in a high low here, right? Now the question is, do we put in a lower high? Or do we come in to put in new highs? If we are saying, if our thesis is saying this is a bull market, I'm gunning for new highs on this.
Yes.
Okay. And once we start breaking that 18 cent region, that 17.7 cent region, which is going to line up with major levels on the weekly cracking, daily looking fantastic, this monthly is going to show us candles like this again. And at that point, if we are looking at this as a bull flag, we could be looking at some major targets towards the upside. Well, we're looking at all the way up to 40 cents,
Yeah.
right? So what would that be from the current price? If we build a trade somewhere around here, let's say we build it a little bit higher to get conservative, we're looking at a good 200% move, right? So you can be patient on this one, guys. There's a lot of edge to be had on this. Just playing the monthly time frame, I think my targets over here are probably conservative. We'll probably get to $1 if things get a little bit crazy in the bull market, right? Things just, there's no liquidity on the charts, and people just want in on the altcoin. So you guys need to think a little bit ahead now. If we are thinking now that hey, we are going into one last leg, okay? We could be wrong, okay? We could be wrong, and we have a thesis for that too. We know when to get out. But let's say that we are going into one last leg over the next 3 or 4 months, 6 months, whatever it may be. Think about the emotions that people are likely going to feel if they aren't in the market now and start entering at prices above 20 cents, above $80,000 Bitcoin, above $5,000 Ethereum, whatever it may be, right? Maybe it could be $4,000 Ethereum, whatever. It doesn't matter. But when people start FOMOing in and the order books get thinner and thinner and thinner, they buy at any price. And that's when you see prices go up really fast because the order books get thinned out, right? People are less likely to sell. Buyers are feeling more anxious, and those emotions start compounding on each other, right? And what happens is people who then were supposed to sell at, let's say, 5,000 Ethereum, 40 cents Harmony, they start pulling their orders. They're like, wait a minute, I can get more, I can get more, I can get more, right? And you start seeing the order books thin out and thin out even more. Psychology of human behavior starts rearing its face, and my oh my, that's when you start seeing those big moves, parabolic moves.
Yes, yes. So keep always have an eye out on the charts as well as trying to understand and create a story in terms of psychology and how people would be thinking of price, because let's face it, Sean, every candle is an encapsulation of human emotions,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, this is all we have for you for Bitcoin as well as Harmony One. And is there anything else you want to add, Sean? Cool beans. With this, guys, trade safely, trade stress free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.